Yeah, yeah, I'm done. Yeah, I'm ready. Yeah, I'm going. Oh, yeah, sorry I'm late. Thank you for coming. I'm gonna just set up really quickly. Alright, so hi, my name is Dani Yoon, and we have been investigating who killed our dream. We finally found final top 3 monsters. In this era, people think they don't have any dreams. Many of them says never had dream. So for that, I'll say no, you still have dreams. You have dreams, but you don't think that is a dream. You don't think that's realistic for whatever reason. Right? You don't think that makes sense. Your dream is not making sense. No one's doing your dream job. Or people does that, but they're like really talented, or they've been doing them for years. For me to wanting that dream, that's not realistic. If you say that, that's valid. I want to ask you, who made you think that? And we are here together to figure out who's making us to think that, and what made you ditch your dreams. What made you think that your dream is not a dream, it's not achievable, it's not even a dream? You can't even dream that. Who made you do that? What made you do that? Here's my top 3 monsters who crushed my dream. It will be much easier to show my example than showing everyone's monsters, because it is not impossible and it is not hard to find your dream crusher. Coming in number 3. My high school art teacher. I've been studying art more than 10 years, but at that time, for 9 years, he really crushed my dream. First of all, he said it's tough love. Who said love is tough? It should be smooth, it should be warm, and it should be welcoming. Who made the word tough love? It's not love. They're just packaging their hatred into the tough love. So what included in that tough love? Yelling. Let's say we drew an apple. Yelling starts. Do you think that's an apple? Do you think you can eat that? If you saw that apple in a grocery store, are you gonna eat that? Are you gonna pick that one and pay money? No, I wouldn't. Start over. Yelling. Looking down. Do you think your parents pay for your materials, fuels for driving you into this art school just for you to draw like that? How long have you been drawing? How long have you been painting? Do you think you can make it? That's looking down. Fear. If you keep drawing like that, I'm gonna drop you out of the art class. Do you think you can survive like real world with this picture, with this painting? He made us to feel fearful for the future. He made us to feel fearful that our parents are wasting money and time and effort into us who are so untalented. He didn't make us a good artist. He put us in a box. He made us to drop our dream. That's art teacher. He gets paid to teach us. He gets paid to guide us. He crushed my dream of being artistic person. But he didn't actually crush all of my dream. Here goes number 2. My mom. Maybe most heartbreaking monster to put in my Hall of Shame dream crusher list. Mom's supposed to be, family is supposed to be the biggest supporter. I remember when I was in middle school, we had this one song we had to get singing test. I asked my mom to practice with me. The moment I started singing, my mom started laughing. And she said, I never heard any person who's worse than you. I never heard any person who has worse voice than you. I have never seen a person who is not talented as you. She made me to go into the bathroom, lock the door, and sing to myself and hear what I'm singing. We can go back to a little bit more into the past. Mom and I was playing with colorful clay. I was making flowers. I was asking, Mom, can you make flower too? I was so young. I was like 7 or something. Obviously, Mom's so much better because she had better, find more skill. And she is an artist too. And then I was asking my mom, your flower is so beautiful. How do you do that? And mom said, obviously I'm better than you. I'm always gonna be better than you. That was in a joking way, but it broke my heart. I was 7. Mom's supposed to say, no, sweetie, yours looks good too. We're just different. Yours looks good this way and mine looks that. And then I grew up into my 20s. I realized my mom always had rivalry mindset with me. She always wanted to be better than me. She always felt like my dad loved me more. She always made sure that I am worse than her. I think it stemmed from the fact that she was always so struggling with her appearance, and then I didn't really gain my weight in my whole life, and she was always struggling with the weight, and she was always make sure feeding me more, and I think she got jealous to the fact that I'm skinnier than her, which is not so ever since that, she always makes sure she's better than me, she's prettier than me, she has better skin, she's more talented than me, and I'll never be her. There is high school art show. I went to private art classes, and then every student around Christmas usually make special art. We put weeks time on, but we invite friends, family, and then we look around and see, I've grown this much this year as an artist. Because look at singing practice and clay play and lively kind of moody thing going on in our family, in me. I wanted to get compliments from my mom. And I was really good at art, what I was doing. But still, I was so afraid that I wouldn't get a compliment from my mom. I made 3. I was only supposed to make 1, but I was so worn down. I even broke down crying. During the second painting I was doing for that art show, I was crying. And one of the teachers saw me and then asked me, why are you crying? And then I was like, I don't think it's good enough. I don't think my mom's gonna approve that. I heard the teacher said to other teachers, say, this is the example of what happens if you don't compliment your kids. My mom and dad, my brother came into the art show. There's a lot of paintings, and then she was like, where is yours? And then I showed, that's mine. Can you guess what did she say? She stood in front of my art, looking at it like this. And then she looks at me and goes, is it good? Can you imagine 18 years old me, heartbroken? And I'm going like, what do you mean is it good? Don't you think it's good? And mom goes, you're so much better than me in this field, right? I don't know which one is good and which one is not. I think everything looks the same. And I goes, what do you mean you don't know which one is good? Can you feel like which one looks good? Like as if you're picking a clothes. And then teacher comes along. Teacher is nervous because she knows I broke down making that project. Because she did so good this year. She did too, actually. And we're so proud of her. And do you know what she did? Oh yeah, I have one question though. Is it good? And my teacher's so nervous and looking at me and looking at my mom. It's good, right? She's doing so good. She's so talented. And my mom goes, if you say so, I guess. I'm hungry. What are you gonna eat? That was it. That really broke my heart. That made me thinking like all this time, like what am I even doing? Don't my parents feel proud of myself? Because you guys all know hyperpigmentation meme. Oh, it looks so good. Where were you? Kind of way. Looking back, my art was great. I never missed an award, like art competition. I knew I was good. My mom always said, is it good? I don't know. And I cannot understand how could she told me that. She's my mom. And I'm her daughter. Like how bad I must am. Because she's my mom and she's not even complimenting my art. Packaging that jealousy. She was packaging that hatred into saying, I'm genuinely asking, babe, why are you being mad? Your personality is so weird. I think I have a crazy daughter. I didn't have any support from my family. That's how I felt. Who knows? She secretly supported me, secretly proud of me. But at the time, I thought that way. I don't know how she couldn't grasp that. But later on, I realized she's mentally ill, so now I know why. Next one. Coming in number 1. Thought, daughter, self. You know a little bit of story, how I was treated from my teacher, mom. So in a result of all that, I was forming monster inside of me as well. I was uptight. I thought if I do a little bit wrong, it's gonna be like big deal. I was so uptight. I was so nervous. I couldn't do anything that is a little bit outside of the norm. I heard our family has a lot of debt. My mom always telling me how much costs to raise me. From my medical bills, from my arts materials, to my food, everything you does is so expensive. That's what she told me. So I had this fear of being broke. Fear of I'm gonna drain all of my family's money even though we don't have any money. It was all that actually. I worked really hard. As soon as I got out of the school, I dropped out of the school. I worked all day, every day. And I saved all that. I was so fearful of being broke. I never treated myself. And then I had this so uptight mindset of money. They're so fearful of money. What ended up happening is I'm so easy to get scammed. In result, I never spent money for myself, but I ended up getting scammed and lose all my money over and over, like 3 times. I wanted to be a creative person, but what people say, arts never make money. I had so many choices. I have so much talent, but I was so afraid of choosing a wrong one and being broke for the rest of my life. I couldn't really choose the one that I really wanted to do, that I really wanted to become. I was keep changing my major because I was so fearful. I'm not good enough for this. I don't think I will make money from this major. And people make money from this major. People make money to do this job, but I don't think I'm good enough to make good enough money. So I couldn't really choose one. So I just hop one to one. So start. I studied as painting and drawing. I did for 10 years. And then I got into college and everyone goes to design because real painting doesn't make money. So I go to design class, I do design, I got into design college. I ended up in that. Before I start design course, I Google all the time, like highest paying art job. I didn't think that was enough money. Now I thought I would never get into the top bracket in the design job and I wouldn't even make that much money. So I changed to hair because hair salon is in everywhere and you can get into easily. When you learn it, you can be your owner of your own hair salon and the tuition was cheaper. Design school was 4 years and hair school was like 2 or 3 years. It was shorter so I can make money faster. I realized that's not for me. It's close enough to the arts I wanted to do, but it couldn't fulfill me. So I moved to Europe and I got into fashion school. And while I was doing fashion school, I was good at everything, really. I knew how to sew, I knew how to paint and design. But then there's first test coming up. I couldn't have the faith that I can pass that test. So I was so scared of failing that test, I dropped the school. And I started the online IT universe. I got into computer science. And I knew computer science, rich. A lot of money in that industry. I'm an art person. Obviously that is not fulfills me. If I become an engineer and got the job, I thought I would be so happy because I would be so rich, right? It was like second semester or something like that. I couldn't handle it anymore. Numbers, codes, and essays or discussion forums were not for me, obviously. Girl, you're an art person, you're a creative person. You love colors, you love paintings and clothes, something like that. So I got back home. I still haven't even finished one semester correctly in anywhere. And my friends are ready to get graduated from their college. And then my mom says, we are going into bankruptcy. We officially have no money. So I find this government supported program that my brother found me. I can learn this skill. I can be nail tech. It's gonna be good. I got the job and I started working. It was so draining. It's not enough. I thought I love painting. I love painting with a brush, nail painting with a brush, so much smaller, but I thought it would fulfill my creativity. No, it doesn't. It's not the same. The most importantly, it doesn't pay well. Like, you're being there to learn, not to get paid. So they will pay me the legal minimum wage and then take away the half for their teaching. I couldn't make the ends meet because, no one supports me. And then I moved to random job. I'm so done with finding a job which fulfills my needs and makes money. I'm so done with it. So I just go make money. I just give up fulfilling my dream. I just go make money. I was working at Domino's. I was working at Pop. Just random job. What I was doing was, I was never doing the dream. I was so afraid of failing. I could have just gone straight to that, but I was going around the most similar thing I can do because I was so afraid that I would never make it. But then I was failing at every one of this, and it made me so much more devastated, because if you're doing the dream and you fail at the dream, you can say, well, at least I tried. But you compromise and then you fail. What does it make you feel? I can't even do this. It's not even my dream. And I compromise. It's so much easier than that. But I even failed at that. So what I do is I'm getting further and further away from my dream for 5 years. For 5 years. Look at it. It can happen to your life as well. First, you got afraid that you will never reach your dream. So you compromise. And then you fail because it doesn't fulfill you. And then you feel devastated. I compromised and I couldn't even do that. So you compromise even more. So you get further and further and further away. And what I ended up was here. Not even in the same group. I could have been just floating around here forever. Many people does. But I got changed. What changed? Baseline was the experience that I got from that compromised jobs, growing up, that how I felt, all the heartbroken, it's hard to say, but being painful in one way or another makes you learn thing or two. And then I was sick. When I was working as a nail tech intern, I did checkup and I realized I have pre-cancer. I couldn't even make my rent, and I'm 21. And now I have pre-cancer, and if I treat it right now, I can have cancer. I'm 21. I didn't even do anything I wanted to do. And I don't even have the money that I thought I would have by compromising. So I realized, what am I doing? I could have died really early. It's not good, but it was, it happened, and then it taught me a lot of things. And then from that, I was realizing something is wrong. It's not supposed to be like this. It's not supposed to. If I die tomorrow, I will be so regretful. I will have so much regret in this world. I never did my dream. I was just running around the dream. I never even tried. So I started to getting these books and lectures from the YouTube. I got into the manifesting or law of attraction, The Secret, everything. It was just a small lecture, and it was connected to every other books and every other YouTubers that really started to broaden my mind. And then that started inner work. I was going through every traumatic event, all of the time that I got scammed, all of the time I got heartbroken, all of the time I got sick, all of the time I was so devastated from my parents. I started doing all that inner work and realizing if I'm running away from everything, they're gonna feel more powerful. So let's say you're in a scary movie. Something's chasing you and you're running away. You don't even look back. In your imagination, the monster is so big. But when you look back, it's a kitten. It's just a fucking kitten. So I stopped running and I stopped giving them more power. If I keep running away, the kitten's gonna think he's like a dragon or something. He's gonna feel so powerful. So I started inner work. I started stop running, but not dwelling on it. If you just stop and just beg the kitten that like, you're so scary, stop. That's gonna make them feel more powerful too. So I just stopped running, stopped giving them power, and then I came to the realization. Nothing matters. Nothing matters. The highest paid designer ever, that doesn't matter. That job is not existence in this world. That doesn't matter. I'm not talented enough. That's how I feel. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You can have cancer tomorrow. You can make new job tomorrow. You can have great job and then tomorrow that job could disappear. Nothing matters. You are getting stabbed by you because you're so hung up on the fact that everything matters. But in the matter, nothing matters. To think something is impossible is impossible, okay? Oh, that's impossible. She's so talented. But how did she do that then? You are a universe. You are a universe. Everything is possible. If something is not possible, how did that do it? That's the reason why that is not impossible. For years and years, people believed that one running record could never be broken. And there was one guy who broke that record. And did you know what happened? Every other guy broke that record. Everyone. People thought that was impossible and one guy did it. And realized that, oh, fuck, that's not impossible. That is possible and everyone could do it. If you imagine, like if you can think about how much possible things happening in this world, in this universe, to think this smallest thing is not possible, to think that anything is impossible is impossible. Nothing is impossible and nothing matters in that fact. So, what is real? I'm going woo-woo or voodoo, whatever. What is real? Are you real? Am I real? Is computer real? Is Bluetooth real? Is microwave real? If you don't know what's real, how would you know what's realistic? We might not be even real, and you're sitting there thinking your dream is not realistic enough. What is real? We don't even know what's real. And thinking that's not realistic, that's not realistic. Saying that is not realistic, babe. We don't even know what's real. We don't have to know it. So, we don't have to know what's realistic. Everything is realistic, or maybe everything is not realistic. If something is too good to be true, it may be not. People think something is negative, something is compromising. That feels realistic. If something is following with but, people feel like, yeah, it's almost like people want to be compromised. I thought I deserve to be compromised. I deserve to not getting 100%. If I get 100%, that's not realistic. If someone says too positive of things, like I do, nothing matters. See, you can do everything. People say you are lunatic, you are crazy, you are boo-boo or whatever. Why do you think you have to be negative? Why do you think your mind have to be negative? Why do you think this world have to be negative? Why do you think you deserve to not have everything? Just be lunatic then, you know? Because your word is how you conceive the world is. I can say white is ugly color. So to me, the white is going to be ugly color. But to you, if you think that white is pretty color, to you, that's going to be pretty color. So why are you saying you deserve negative? Only hard work brings money. Why do you feel like you deserve to work hard and you just sit forever? Be lunatic and be positive. Because no one's going to know your thoughts if you don't want to share. I want to share, so I share. That's another packaged word. Be realistic. It's just someone saying to you, you don't deserve everything. Nothing can be perfect. Nothing can be 100%. But they do believe that be realistic, that phrase is 100% realistic. So that's unrealistic, right? Fuck all that. Fuck all that. Boring non-dream jobs will always be here. Your dream is one or many, but small group of things, small group of projects, jobs that you want to do. Everything else is boring non-dream job. So even if the world changes and even if the job world changes, except the small thing you want to do, really, really want to do, except that every other job will be there. So if you really want to be negative, if you really want to be realistic, saying you don't make it, don't fucking worry, because except that you were trying, every other job and opportunity that you don't want or you have to be compromised will be there. You don't have to do it now. You don't have to compromise now. You can try right now. And if that don't work out, you don't even have to say that. You don't even should say this. But if you can only think in that way, you can think like this. If I fail, I can go back to any job that doesn't interest me. I can do it anytime. But you know what? The passion dies. You become dull. And it is so hard to get it back. It's possible. It's not impossible. But what I'm saying is, if you have something you want to do, just do it. Because there's so many things you don't want to do. And that's always going to be there. And there's so many choices. If you want to choose what kind of you don't want to do things, in this world, you can choose like from billions, but you know you have few things that you do want to do. So do what you want to do, because what you don't want to do is so many and it's going to be there forever. Fuck all that, right? Thank you so much. I hope you find your dream once again. I hope you find your monsters. I hope you got something you wanted. Remember, saying something is impossible is impossible. Oh yeah, if you have any questions, you can leave it down there. We'll see you soon. Yeah, I'm late.